it's Georgia Rose, and I'm in the soul space. I just made it. I came in here like 30 seconds ago, and the crew's all checking my mics and checking cameras, and here I am. I showed up. I am so tired today. I don't know if it's all this Taurus energy or just because I was with family all weekend out of state, and I did some traveling, and I'm just today I could not get out of my own way. But welcome to the Soul Space. I'm here every Monday night at 7 o'clock. And we talk about all things for the soul, astrology, tarot, all kinds of really good stuff. So tonight we're going to talk in this show about the astrology for the month of May. I'm also going to pull some tarot cards for the astrology of May, and for anybody who's tuned in. I've got my Soul Space podcast open both on YouTube and Facebook, so I can see all our comments. So I hope people will pile in. I'm just going to give that a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to share the show. If you're already watching and you're on board, please share the show. We really need to get our viewers to find us. So I am live in the Soul Space. And as I said, I'm here every Monday at 7 o'clock. Usually we talk about, all kinds of spiritual things. Sometimes I have guests. So if it's your first time in the Soul Space, welcome. You're going to love it here. So just sharing the show. Thank you so much. Going to tag some people. I'm hearing some weird sound effects out there. Don't know what's going on in the other studios, but sounds like fun. All right, so here we are. I'm just going to put on my Zenkuda site. That's live in the Soul Space. Wow, 7 people already shared this, so this is good. I'm going to share it again. And I'd love to hear from you guys if you can. Actually, I think I just shared the wrong show. Typical for today, guys, because I can't, like I said, get out of my own way. So, okay. Yeah, I did. I just shared the wrong show. So let me go on here. You guys with me? So May, actually, the energy is clearing up a little bit. We've had so much intensity in the world, and May is going to be a little bit of a calmer month. So I hope that you're all ready for that. Okay, I didn't go share. Okay. Not seeing us on. Carmine, I'm not seeing the show on live on YouTube, so I don't know. Weird. But anyway, so May's astrology is actually calmer. We're going to have some much needed stability. The Taurus, Sun is in Taurus. We've got some other things going on that are going to bring us a little stability. So that should be good. So I'm sorry if I'm distracted, but I got to tell you guys, there's like noise going on in the studio. Okay, he's got it on. All right, there's like noise going on in the studio, and I'm like, what the hell? Okay, here we go. So I'm out there. All right, hey Trisha, hey Liz is on. Hey Liz, I haven't seen you in so long, and Carol, I haven't seen you in years. So welcome to the show. So yeah, so May's going to calm us down. We've had a lot of volatility, a lot of stuff going on, but I've got my little trusty list of transits for May, so we'll tell you everything that's happening. First thing I want to tell you is that we did have a really big new moon in Taurus on the 27th, which was Sunday, yesterday. That energy is going to stay with us for a few days. I'd love to hear your comments about, hey, Sarah, thanks for coming into the Soul Space. I'd love to hear your comments about, here we are. I see the show live now. Just had a delay. About how that new moon in Taurus worked for you on Sunday, because I have to tell you, I had to go to this huge family gathering, which I actually spent the weekend, and I was so nervous about going because I knew the energy was going to be really intense, and I was so afraid that we were going to be like saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, and like a big family brouhaha was going to happen, but everything was okay. So I'm just going to share the show. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Probably not, but there's some weird stuff going on outside this door. So when I came in tonight, you guys know the drill. I always run in 30 seconds to airtime, and I'm sitting in my seat. So I come in, and Bobby's doing my mag check and everything. And then he slowly closes the door to this studio room here. And he said, when I close this door, now you're really in the soul space. And he scared me. Oh, too funny. So getting back to May. So we had that New moon in Taurus over the weekend, really strong, a lot of stuff going on. Mars opposing Pluto, lots of energy coming in. What it felt like was probably a lot of conflict, maybe even a lot of emotion. I know I had a lot of emotional conflict with myself. It wasn't even to do with any other people. And now we're going to talk about May because I think what is it? What is May 1st? May 1st is Wednesday. Well, May 2nd, we already start like a big thing going on in the sky because May 2nd, Venus conjuncts Neptune. And this has never happened in our lifetime. Venus, of course, is the planet of love and our values and the things we love. And Neptune is our dreams, our hopes, our imagination, which is really great. It sounds wonderful, and it probably will be. But what that really is going to bring in, especially in a sign like meeting at in Aries, I mean, you know, Neptune just went in there, and now Venus is going in there, and we've never had this actually happen in our lifetimes where Venus and Neptune were in Aries. So this is going to be spiritual awakening, especially with Aries. It's going to be very much a forward thinking energy. It's going to be a forward movement energy. Aries is fire. So this is a very personal, Venus is a personal planet. Neptune is more personal to us sometimes, and we hopes, illusions, dreams. So really expect this week, especially, in the beginning few days of May, really look for those spiritual awakenings. It's going to be about our higher self really meeting us, the ego meeting the higher self. Anybody who's doing a lot of spiritual work now, you know that sometimes that can be a dark night of the soul, but it can also be a lot of awakening. And I think that's really the theme for May. May is an energy where we want to be in stability. We want to be more sensual in our creature comforts, but it's also an energy where we're going to be pushed into real soul growth and really understanding what our soul is asking of us. This show is called The Soul Space, and we talk about all different ways that we can, really align with our soul and get in touch with our soul. But I think May is going to be a quiet month on the outside, but deep, deep movement on the inside. Nature is very important for us to ground in nature, take your walks, go out in nature wherever you live. I feel as though this is going to be a very deep personal month for all of us. We've also got that beautiful planet Venus starts to sextile Pluto. So this is a lot about our personal values and revealing our true authenticity and our true soul, what we really want to do. Because it's in Aries, you're going to see Venus in Aries is you're going to see people start to make changes and pivot. And this is almost like we began the year thinking about what we really wanted, but all these things happened and it was like we had all this interference and all this chaos and things. And now in May, we start to ground into those dreams, hopes, aspirations we had, what we really wanted, but they may change a little bit because now our soul is really loud and we can really hear those inner stirrings, those inner forces within us telling us what we really want to do and what's really the right path for us, which is nice and refreshing because we have been in a lot of confusion. The reason why I'm also saying this is a very personal month is Pluto goes retrograde and it stations retrograde on the 4th. So now we have, for the first time ever, Venus and Neptune meeting in Aries. No one's ever experienced that. That's alive that we know. It's a first for all of us, brand new energy. So think of this as also breakthroughs. When we talk about that spiritual energy coming through and these spiritual awakenings that we're going to have, this is really new energy. So it isn't anything we've felt before. So even for us souls who've been on the path of spiritual awakening and grounding and higher self for a long time, this can be new. This can be a really new something coming in. Very, very interesting that way. This is also an energy of moving forward because Aries is that fire sign, but Aries is also energy of emerging. So even though the sun is in Taurus and that's giving us stability, these other planets that are in Aries now are giving us the fire to move forward. So don't be surprised if some of your spiritual awakenings or some of your stirrings or the ideas that come or the goals that come in or when you really start to think about what you really want in your life, don't be surprised if it has to do with more stability. Like, what do I need to do? How do I really achieve the stability I really crave? And I think for many of us, that's going to be a little bit of a pivot because maybe the things we've been pursuing really aren't our stability. but we've been craving them for other reasons. Maybe we're afraid to be by ourselves, or maybe we just have a fear of something. But now in this energy, we overcome that fear to really understand the truth of what is going to bring stability to our life. So, very, very personal month, especially the first week or two. And we're going through all that personal energy, a lot of awakening, a lot of revelations. It's almost as though we want to rest. We want to spend time with ourselves. We want to be in more of a contemplative time, especially when Pluto goes retrograde. That is going to really bring us to more contemplation. All the other planets are direct. Mercury is moving very quickly through Aries. It's going to touch Chiron, which is a planet of wounds. I think that when Mercury does that, and also don't forget Venus is going to come in contact with Chiron this month as well in Aries. So when those happen, those transits happen, that will be a time when deep healing, deep personal healing can take place with the framework of what we really want in our lives and creating our own stability and stepping into more agency, emerging in our relationship with ourself for what we really, really want, and seeing for the first time without the blinders and illusion of all those years Neptune was in Pisces since, from 2011 till now. So I have some comments. Everybody's saying, hey, hi, Joanne. I hope you're doing well. I know you felt very renewed lately. And I will tell you that by the end of May, you're going to feel renewed, all of us, because although this energy can really have a lot of deep stirrings and a lot of contemplation and be, a tough energy to work through in the sense of we're confronting a lot of things within us, it's definitely a renewal. It's definitely refreshing energy. Liz is saying that all she's been thinking about is what I want for my life. And also, I've been couch shopping. Yep, she's a Taurus. So Taurus is all about the material things. So that's funny. That's definitely two different energies, right? But it's true. That's what we're all going to be thinking about. What do we really want from our life? We started out 2025, and I think we all had a little bit of a vision of the way we thought things were going to go, and it hasn't gone that way. And now we are really getting entrenched in those decisions of, maybe what I really want in my life is truly my responsibility. And maybe it really doesn't have anything to do with the other. Maybe it doesn't really have anything to do with my family of origin. Maybe it doesn't really have anything to do with that friend that I'm kind of having a situation with. No, this is about us, really personal work being done here in this month, and outcomes will be like that. We also have, a lot of Plutonian Scorpio type of energy coming in. Pluto rules Scorpio. And on the 12th of May, I believe that's the Monday after Mother's Day, I want to say. It's right around Mom's Day. We have a full moon in Scorpio at 22 degrees. Now, for those of you who know me intimately, my moon in my natal chart is at 22 degrees of Scorpio. So this is going to be a really deep full moon for me. This is going to bring out a lot of emotions for all of us. Scorpio energy ruled by Pluto, and Pluto's going to be retrograde at that time in Aquarius. So what does that mean? Well, Pluto in Aquarius is going to pull out from the depths our true authenticity. Now, remember, I just said that this month is all going to be personal. We're going to be doing work in that Taurus stability and in those planets in Aries. We've got Neptune there and Venus there and Chiron there. And so all that energy is going to be about who am I? Where do I really want to take up space in my life? What do I want to give space to? What do I really want my life to be? And then the Pluto in Aquarius energy comes in and says, this is about revealing to you who your real authentic person is, what your soul has come here to do, what its desires is, and how you need to authenticate that. Really deep stuff. And then on top of that, on May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio at 22 degrees, ruled by Pluto, which is all about Scorpio is the scorpion digging in the dirt, for self-defense, yes, but also to find the treasure. Scorpio energy is all about what do I have to unattach to and merge with, right? Breaking those attachments that are unhealthy, breaking those cycles that are really keeping us, restricted and burrowed in the dirt like a scorpion. How do we emerge from that and come into our power and rise from that like a phoenix? That is Scorpion energy. It's renewal, it's rebirth, it's learning how to live through death. So it's about with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, that authenticity, that releasing and letting go of anything from the past that's not healthy. And at the same time, it's going to be showing us where to go, what needs to be embraced. With all that Aries energy, it lets it emerge. And then we have the Scorpio full moon coming in to really reveal to us any residue, any debris that we still need to clear out in order to really bring us to that true authenticity. So this month is a very calm month. I think you're going to see not as much chaos. We get a little reprieve from that because I think the universe, spirit, God, whatever you refer to them, goddess, whatever you refer to the energy, I think that they're giving us a little bit of reprieve from the real intense stuff so that we can go in and work on our own soul. And my advice to everybody is work on your stuff. Shut out the noise. Stop whatever you're doing. Look up. How do I feel in this moment? What is it that's really going to make me happy? What is my soul telling me? And then plan your future and plan your goals, obtainable goals. You know, don't go for the grandeur yet. That's for 2026. But plan your obtainable goals. You know, if your goal is that you want to move out of your home, start cleaning it out. If your goal is you want to have more health in your life, start the diet, start the movement, start the exercise. If your goal is you want more love in your life, ask yourself how you can give more love in your life, and then you'll receive that back. So this is really a very strange place for us all to be in because coming off a lot of the other energy that we've had lately, we all felt speeded up and like we couldn't get everything done within the course of the day. And now things are more not totally calm water. You're still going to see a lot of stuff going on in the world, but we don't feel as drawn in and entangled with it as we were. Now we're able to close the door and put on the music we want to hear. And we're stopping listening to the music that we're being force fed. Now we're making our own choices a little bit more. And as 2025 goes forward and we finally reach 2026, this is the work of 2025, this emerging energy of becoming more stable in ourselves. And then on May 25th, Saturn enters Aries. And this is why we are feeling, if I get another text or message from people, myself included, we are feeling time hops. We are feeling that time is either standing still or speeding up. Yesterday, I don't know why. I guess it was the transits or just, my own psyche. But yesterday, Sunday, the 27th, we had that new moon coming into Taurus. And I felt that yesterday morning was 10 years. Like every time I looked at the clock, I was like, I can't believe it's only 9:30. It's only 10:30. Like this day is so long. And then the afternoon went in a blink. Those are the kind of things. Or maybe you're feeling like you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of certain time frequencies. That's because we have Saturn moving into the last degrees of Pisces, where it has met up with Neptune. It's conjunct, even though Neptune is now in Aries. And when Saturn, the Lord of Karma and also time, Chronos, Saturn is time, meets up with Neptune, the planet of imagination and illusions and connection, what happens sometimes is our time frequencies can be really wonky. We can feel as though almost we're time traveling and we lose time or we are stretching time. So if you've had that, it's really kind of like the bends. Time is almost bending now. And so that's a really interesting phenomenon, but one that's been happening to many of us, especially those of us who are really in tune with the energy. And the other thing is I was having this conversation with Trisha. I know she's on. I had mentioned how light is very different. And my friend Dee from South Africa, we had her on the show last week. We were talking about that, where you go out sometimes and the light, the effervescence of light, or especially if you live near water and the light on the water, it's got this like effervescence, like pearlescence to it. It's like light is very deep in frequency. Like it's not just like, okay, the sun's shining. It's like you can really, really see the light now. And I think that's a combination of the fact that we're in a part of the Earth is in a part of the zodiac we've never been in before, with planets in transit to us that have never happened before. So light is different. But I also think it's because we are evolving and the human species is actually evolving and becoming more light, and we're evolving to be different. Just like over the course of thousands of years, you've seen certain animals evolve and become different in their species. This is the evolution of the species and being able to really see and absorb more light. So I'm strongly advise everyone wear sunscreen, but go out into light. Try and absorb light. Try and look at light. Just take off your sunglasses for a few moments every day, and before you put them back on, because I know we all love those glasses. Um, but try and be in light. Put your crystals out if they're the ones that can be in the sun. Some crystals can't. Put them out in the moonlight. Even moonlight is very different now. There's been the last full moon. I know the last one we had, the new moon was a super moon, but the last couple of moons that we had, I realized when I woke up very, very early in the morning before sunrise that the moon was as bright as the sun. It's just unbelievable the light that we're seeing now in the world. So be part of that, absorb that in, and allow light to come into your life. So the major things this month are definitely that full moon in Scorpio, 22 degrees on the 12th. We've got the full moon energy, that is, in Scorpio on the 12th. New moon in Taurus that just occurred. That energy was so powerful. That'll be with us for a little while. And Pluto stationing retrograde May 4th, big deal, because Pluto just went into Aquarius this year, and now it's going to retrograde all the way back to the first degree of Aquarius. So definitely look into the place in your chart, in your house, where Aquarius is, because you will feel affected and very thought-provoked. You will be asking yourself, about things to do with that house. Also, I was just going to say May 2nd, that Venus conjunct Neptune, also a big deal because we've never had that in our lifetimes. So this is probably going to really bring up, I want to use the word crucial, and in regards to asking ourselves, what's crucial in my life, not what's crucial happening elsewhere, but what's crucial in my life. What needs to stay and what needs to go? What do I really want? And putting our energy towards what's really important. This is like weeding out and using our own resources from within and the resources we have in our life to weed out what really shouldn't be there, or what just no longer works anymore, or what we're tired of, because it's Aries, it's also a lot of emerging energy in the sense of we're going to do new things. We're going to decide we want to take up space in very new places. Don't be surprised if you see yourself or your friends or family doing things that you never thought they would do, or quitting the job, or saying the house is going on the market, or things like that, because it's a really interesting energy to emerge in. So Cheryl, Dawn Elizabeth, first of all, says, I'm down to that. To do that. I think it was about being out in the light. And Cheryl says, oh my God, so true. Everything is finally coming together. It's been months of sadness and I'm feeling myself again. I'm always happy. And I told you that when I saw Cheryl at a meeting recently, and I said, Cheryl, it's gonna lighten up. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be going good. And I said that to her. I said, you're through the tail end of it. And Liz says that's her birthday. Oh my gosh, that's right. May 12th is your birthday. The crucial day. Oh dear. Well, no, it's crucial in a good way though, Liz. Liz is my very good friend who moved out of state, and I don't get to see her a lot. That's why I know her birthday. Liz, it's crucial in a good way. Like, we're going to be enlightened and have awakenings about what's really important to us. So I'm kind of looking forward to that energy. Now, I know sometimes that really can't always be easy either, because, like even when I started to do my show and get really more into astrology and be more spiritual, I was sad, even though I was very joyful and happy. I was sad also because, May 2nd, yes, is your birthday. I was joyful and happy, but I also was disappointed in some ways, because I knew that I was going to be giving up certain things, and I knew that certain things couldn't stay the same. And so that was, kind of sad. Like, I knew I was moving into a different level of my life, and that some people, and I don't mean it in a way like I'm better than anyone else, not at all. I just mean it's just like you leave behind sometimes people that you just don't have anything in common with anymore. And so I knew that was going to happen to me when I got really deep into, occult things like healing work and astrology and psychic things, because I knew that not everyone would be on that bandwagon. So for me, I felt like it was great that I was doing it and I was feeling my authenticity, but I also knew there was some things I was going to have to say goodbye to. And that's why, sometimes when I do a reading and it would be a romance reading and somebody said, but I love him. And I'm like, listen, I've let go of a lot of things I used to love, love is not always what, you can send love without having to be in the same place as other people. There's some people that I still adore to this day, but my life just isn't on the same track. Um, so what else am I going to tell you guys about? Oh, Mars in Leo was the other thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to pull a few cards. So Mars in Leo is definitely feeding into all the energy that we just talked about, because Mars in Leo is a fire sign, and Leo is all about our own validation, our self-validation. Leo is about more of the authentic self also, and that Leo energy is really going to mesh that Mars in Leo, which is our action, to be not only new creative things for us, but also with Pluto going back to Aquarius, the messaging is really about pulling us into that authentic self. So with Mars and Leo, that shows us the action we should take to get there. So it's really, really good. And Elaine Risotto says that would be good. I guess she's referring to things getting a little bit calmer and crucial about what you really want in your life. And Dawn Elizabeth said, so true. I had to let go of somebody I really had feelings for, and my ex-husband, finally, I've let go of both. So that's what happens sometimes. And, just because I don't have people in my life anymore, or we don't have people in our life anymore, doesn't mean we don't love them or don't respect them or don't have feeling for them. It just means that I really wouldn't know what to talk about with them sometimes, to be perfectly blunt. I have a very hard time um, with idle conversation. I have a very hard time. That's why sometimes when I go to large gatherings, like over the weekend, I had to go to a bridal shower and it was lovely. And I love my nephew, and his choice of bride to be is absolutely phenomenal. So shout out to Matt and Evelyn. But you're going to meet a lot of people, and they're going to want to talk about politics and different things. And I don't really have those conversations. I'm well versed in it and I can have those conversations, but I don't, that's not where it doesn't make me passionate about anything. If you want to talk to me about the planets and the stars and healing energy and Reiki and your dark nights of the soul and transformation, psychological and spiritual, and hey, I'm right down with you. Um, and dogs. If you want to talk about dogs, I'm definitely there. So, see, it's not all spiritual. So that Leo energy is really going to pull us into our new creative selves. And on that Scorpio full moon, we are going to have breakthroughs. I always say it's either going to be a breakthrough or a breakup, but this is about breakthroughs and breakouts this month. So that is definitely, I'm going to tell you, it's some people are going to have a brand new life come June 1st, or the start of one anyway. We'll be on the path for some brand new lives. And in looking at the major transits. So May 26th, Mercury already goes into Gemini. And Mercury is just moving really fast with the zodiac. Mercury is our mind. So if you have any projects to complete this month or things that take a lot of concentration, great month to do it. Mercury is going to square Pluto also at that full moon in Scorpio on the 12th. So when that happens, our minds are really going to have the revelations. That full moon in Scorpio is really going to be a changing point for a lot of us. So yeah, let's get our new lives going, huh guys? And then what else do we have? Oh, that's the last thing I want to talk about. Jupiter squares the North Node. When Jupiter squares the nodes, that happens on May 18th. That's going to be an energy of also, again, putting us on the right path. North Node is, the arrow that points to this is why you came here. This is why you came here, to do this. Follow this path, the Yellow Brick Road. And Jupiter is going to square that, which, even though squares are a conversation of tension, when Jupiter does that, it's all about expanding the energy. So that's definitely, especially on the 18th, when we've got that full moon in Scorpio on the 12th, and then 5 days later this happens, like that's definitely an energy of renewal, an energy of like, oh, I got to look at this now. This is to renew things. And then the other biggie is the Saturn going into Aries on the 25th of May. That ends a big cycle, so. And then we have another new moon on the 27th, just like this month. We had one on the 27th in April. New moon on the 27th in Gemini. So we've got a lot of air and fire in the charts, and that Taurus earth energy, thank God, with the sun there really stabilizes us. But by the time we have that new moon on the 27th, the sun is no longer in Taurus. Now it's in Gemini. So we're going to really be in our heads come the end of the month. End of the month is going to be like really in our heads. a lot of, energy, sparkly energy in the brain. So I'm going to pull some cards. Um, yes, I'm going to pull a card for you, Dawn. I'm going to do that first because you asked. um, so we're going to do that. Let me see if there's any comments I have to answer. I'm looking at my comments on YouTube and on, on our Facebook. I got you both opened at once. Good. All right. So I'm going to pull some cards for Dawn. Here are my comments. I got them. Okay. I think I answered everybody so far. That's good. So yes, I'm so tired. As I said, I traveled this weekend and I had a bridal shower to go to. And I don't know. Today I woke up and it was one of those days which I have not happened. Hey, Kira, how are you? It was one of those days which I have not had in ages upon ages, where I literally could have stayed in bed and slept today. And I have not done that in years. But all day, I just felt like, wow, I really just want to go to bed. So I don't know if anybody else felt like that, but the energy for me today was very, very heavy. Low energy day. Okay, so I'm going to cut these, try and link with Dawn energy. Dawn, I feel, I'm not even pulling cards yet, but I definitely feel like sparkly energy around you. I feel like things are lightening up for you in a big way, which is great. Mm-hmm. Lots of light, lightening up. Cut these again. They're telling me 3 piles. Okay. First card I got is in reverse. It's the devil in reverse, which means that whatever was keeping you in chains and holding you back and restricting you is done. So you are in a really good energy. Next card I got, wow. And I felt this when I went into your energy. 10 of Cups, abundance. This is like soulmate marriage, like just an energy of bliss, like happiness and bliss and joy. And you can see, I hope you can see on camera. I don't know if Carmine's back there. It's like all these cups running over a rainbow. So it's like bliss, like your cup actually running over with abundance. And my third card for you, wow, is the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is spirit. It's actually like the hand of God giving you abundance and good wishes. So this is a fabulous spread. This is really, you have some fabulous energy coming in. What I'm going to say to you is if there's anything that is holding you back or that you feel like is an energy that's restrictive or has the ability or the potential to bring you down, don't dwell in it, because it's really important for you to keep really positive now, because with this energy surrounding you, I feel like it almost wants to come into you more. And if there's anything that's negative around you, don't allow it in, because you are really on the right path. Whatever your intuition says to you, you know how we get these little ideas in our brain, or we have these things like, oh, I should do this now. Whatever comes in for you, listen to it. Don't be impulsive, but listen to the energy that's telling you, I need to enroll in this course, or I need to, go to this place, or whatever that energy is for you. Listen to it, because it's very heightened right now. And I'm getting that specifically for you, Dawn, but I'm going to say, everybody who's watching this month of May, our intuition is extremely heightened. We've got a lot of Pluto energy, with Pluto being in reverse. It amplifies the energy. We've got a Scorpio full moon on the 12th. We've got a lot of energy in play, planets in fire and air. It's definitely, Jupiter squaring the nodes, a lot of Venus and Neptune coming together, a lot of intuition, heightened psychic ability. So definitely listen to your intuition. And here it is right here. This is what if Liz is still watching, this is our Tiny Tim, we used to call it the card when we did tarot together. So this card is 2 orphans in the storm. They're looking down, they're in deprivation. They can't see the light in the church window. And so what this card is significant about, Dawn, it is the 5 of Pentacles. That card is significant of look up to see the light. You're not in deprivation. Our ego will tell us all this negative stuff, but no, you're on a great path. Follow your intuition. It's going to lead you to the right place, and it's going to lead you to prosperity and abundance. Okay. Don't let the negative in. Um, I remember when I was going through a horrific divorce, and my girlfriend, Margaret, um, I was really depressed, and she said to me, look up and smile, girl. Go walk down the street and look up and smile. And I had to leave my office and go to the bank for something. And so, I walked through the village and the sidewalk, and I heard her voice in my head. And all of a sudden, I was like, she's right. I'm just going to look up and smile, and I'm going to have a really great day today. And I did that, and all of a sudden, like, all these people on the sidewalk were like, hi, hello, how are you? It was unbelievable. So that's kind of like the Tiny Tim card. Look up to see the light and smile and just be beautiful, because it's going to come in. All right. Liz says her psychic energy is very heightened in this energy, and it will be throughout this month. And Dawn said that, oh my God, that deprived. I feel like has something to do with money. Um, yeah, I think that we all feel like that sometimes, but I think you're going to have a lot of energy coming into you this month that's actually positive. I'm going to pick some cards for Liz, my beautiful ginger friend, Liz Snyder. I love you. I'm going to pick cards for her because it's her birthday, May 2nd. She's got a birthday coming up this week. Hope she's planning a good thing and making hubby take you out to Din Din and get dressed nice and just look pretty and feel good and have a good time. Liz, you got the World card. I can't believe that, the World card. So put everything in balance because it's all coming your way, babe. Next card she got is Hard Work Pays Off. This is the 8 of Pentacles. So whatever you're working on, it's coming. It's coming. You're going to get it. And then the other card that I got is a 10 of Swords. So do not, again, this negative thinking that comes up with us, don't get in the negative because you've got a lot of hard work paying off for something. And yeah, you got the World card. So it's there if you reach out and touch it. But if we're afraid to take the risk, or if we worry about negative stuff, then we block it and we don't do it and we miss the moment. So I think this month, some really strategic things are going to be coming in for you. So grab the day, seize the moment, but don't be impulsive. I'm telling that to everyone because Aries energy can be really impulsive. And Liz, you also got the Ace of Pentacles, and I did shuffle these cards and split them. So good things coming our way for everybody today. It seems like these Taurus ladies are getting some good energy coming in. So that's really cool. Definitely cool. And Sherry's on. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Yes, it's good energy, right? It calmed down. A couple of weeks ago, Sherry called me and she said, what is going on? I never felt like this before. I'm so uncomfortable in this energy. And I said, Sherry, it'll pass. It's going to pass. And and it did. So I'm going to pull a card for Sherry. All right. My bud, Sherry Miranda. I feel like I know you guys all personally, and a lot of you I don't, but some of you, I remember we have people from all over the world watching the show. Sometimes we get people from Australia. I don't know how they find us. Sherry, I have the 3 of Pentacles, which is the card about like teaching and shining a light on things. This is also a 3. So if there's anything to do with the number 3 for you, this is really coming in. You're welcome, Liz. But Sherry, this is about training, teaching, formulating a plan of something you almost want to preach it, bring your word, and it's got something to do with 3s, doing it in 3. And then I have the Magician card, which means anything is possible for you. The Magician is also a Pisces card. So if anybody around you is a Pisces, it may have something to do with this project or this thing that you want to accomplish with them. But the Magician card in the tarot, whenever it comes out in a reading, for those of you who are trying to study, it's also about showing us that anything is possible, and that we do have the power within. And that's also a very Taurus type of thing for this energy with the sun in Taurus and the new moon that we just had, because Taurus is all about using our own personal resources. Oh, her mom. And Sherry was on the show not too long ago. Remember we had Sherry on talking about her mom, who's passed. So definitely mom coming through. And I think she's coming through to remind you to have faith in yourself and believe in yourself, that you do have the ability and the resources within you, that whatever your best traits are, play to them, because you have the power and the agency to really get something done. And mom is coming in and telling you, yeah, you got it going on, girly, because this is the 9 of Cups, and it's look at all the cups lined up behind this dude. And this means everything's going your way. You've got all gold also in both of these cards, showing you the abundance, the prosperity that is coming. So whatever you're thinking in the back of your mind that you want to do, get out there and do it, Sherry, because you not only have a message from beyond telling you can do it, but the cards are telling you that you can really use your own personal resources and draw on your strengths to accomplish whatever goal you put in. Okay. So, yeah, look up and smile, Dawn. You have a beautiful smile. And so I want to also tell you guys that I'm working on some things that I'm going to be offering online. And if you are interested in those things, drop me a comment here or whatever, because I'm trying to gauge how much you guys would be interested if I did do some online classes or form some kind of a community online group where we all meet and can really like see each other and online and talk and share our experiences and astrology and things like that. So if you are interested in that, just like kind of comment or just comment on my page. Also, Bobby asked me to end a little early tonight because he's got some stuff going on in the studio. But thank you all so much for tuning in. And you can find me on zenkuda.com. If you want a reading, you just book on right online. If you want to share in our community and our space on Facebook, my posts are always open for comments, and you can do that on Zenkuda Soul Space. And you can also find me on Instagram on Zenkuda Official. But most of all, if you really want to support my work and be part of the Zenkuda community, subscribe and like my YouTube channel, Zenkuda, because I'd love to do some lives there, but I need a certain amount of subscribers. So thanks so much, guys. I love you all. I'm going to actually just go home and get in jammies and go to bed because I'm so tired today. But thank you for indulging me in my passion. And I love doing the show. And I'll see you next Monday, if not before, online. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. It's Georgia Rose from Zenkuda. And here is our beautiful new website, zenkuda.com. So I want to show you a little bit and give you a tour of this beautiful site that we have. And everything is all in one place now. And you can do everything Zenkuda right on our website. So when you log into the homepage, there's a little space here where you can go right to Zenkuda Astrology, online classes, or book a reading or coaching session with me. Not only do I offer astrology readings and coaching sessions, but I also do tarot work and all kinds of things to help you get in touch with your own soul space and living Zenkuda. There's also a place here where I describe my journey and what it was like for me to actually found the Zenkuda community and be able to bring you all of the healing techniques that we do and the philosophies of evolutionary astrology, spiritual wisdom, and yoga. And you can read about what my journey was like. And in addition to that, if you go on to book a reading, you can actually book a reading for any session that you really would like to have. For instance, a 1-hour astrology chart reading, a tarot card reading. I also do synastry chart readings for couples. And I can also do a long distance healing meditation and Reiki session. And you can even purchase our Circle of Light Oracle cards, which were created by myself in order to put healing and light into your day. If you go back up, there's also a space where we're going to be putting our online classes. Those will be very, very soon. If you'd like to be informed about those online classes, about astrology and spirituality, yoga, all sorts of things, you can join our wait list and just give us your email, and we'll be sure to let you know exactly when classes will be starting. And this button here brings you right to the Soul Space podcast. You can now watch the Soul Space live or past Soul Space podcast right on our zenkuda.com page. You can listen to them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on YouTube and enjoy every minute and never miss a show. So I hope you'll look at this beautiful website. I'm also writing blogs about my journey, and we're in the process of importing all the older blogs that I've written in the last 5 to 10 years right on our Rose blog page, which is my beautiful blog. And you can, anytime you want, just come in and read all about my own journey to finding Zenkuda. If you want to work with me in a small or large group, or book me for reading, or doing a gallery style reading, or a public speaking event, or even a retreat, you can do that on our Work with Georgia page. And hopefully we can help you create your future with some coaching or some astrology workshops. So that is our beautiful zenkuda.com site. I hope you'll be on there. We're also developing a space for community on there where you can learn more about astrology and spirituality and all kinds of things, and we can support each other on our beautiful, beautiful journey to finding our own soul space and living Zenkuda.